Sabine Kunst, hello. You're the director of the program to prevent early school leaving in Europe, and you're a member of this program, and you are coming from Den Haag in the Netherlands. You're here to participate in a conference which is called Pays-Bas au lieu de l'éducation en Europe, which will be tonight, Friday at 6 at Cosmopolis. First of all, the program, so fight to prevent early school leaving, and you want to introduce the parents in the program. What is the role of the parents in it?
The parents are very important for the success of a child or a youngster in education, because they can stimulate and they can encourage their children to finish their studies. And I'm working at a school of vocational education. This is for pupils of 16 years and older. And even for those pupils, the parents are still very important to encourage, and they have to know what their children are doing and just to encourage them to finish their studies.
The European program Prevent proposed some preventive measures. Which kind of measures do we have in it?
I think in that European program there are 10 cities involved, and each city has its own program. And if we look at our program, what we do is we like to, how do you call it, I don't know the English word anymore. Prevention. Prevention is very important, so in a very early stage we have to see what the needs of students are to stay into the class. And then we want to arrange all kinds of help, encouraging or guidance in the classroom. And we use internal and external experts to give the help needed, so to prevent that they are going to be dropped out.
You were speaking about the role of the parents, but what is the role of the school? Isn't it our educational system which is totally maybe out of date?
Well, in Holland we are doing very well with prevention of early school leaving. I think if we compare our figures with European figures, we have the less school leavers. So we are under the European norm already, but still we think it's not enough. And because research show that students who have that basic qualification, they are more successful in life. They can find more easily jobs, and they can make their own living more, and they are less. They have a less chance to go on the wrong way. So, for example, in criminality.
We have to say that nowadays, I mean, in 2009, we had one young among 7 was an early school leaver, if we can say it like this. It represents 6 million of young people in Europe. Nowadays, do you consider that the society is maybe not made for people or pupils who want to also follow a professional education?
Yeah, I think you have a good point there. What we have to see is that not all the pupils learn in the same way, and the school system has a focus on learning in the classroom. In Holland, we also have the other system that pupils are learning in a job. They go for 4 days a week to the job, and 1 day a week they have lessons. And for some people, this is better. So what we say in Holland is that we have a system that is a very good, successful system for around 90-95% of our youngsters. And for that 5% left, we have to make more individualized education in the way that fits their needs, because they have all different kinds of problems and they don't fit in the system.
But so it means that you will encourage pupils who have also, I don't know, intellectual skills to follow a professional education?
Sorry?
Would you say that you will encourage the students who have also intellectual skills who are clever, also if they want to follow a professional education, you will encourage them to do it?
No, what we encourage everyone is to reach a certain level of qualification, and that is not that that is not a very high intellectual level. That is just a basic level, that practical level. That's the lowest norm. And those people who want to reach a higher level intellectually, we encourage them. But if they just want to go in a more practical way, we encourage that. Both is into the level we want them to be.
And in the Netherlands, do you take in account the backgrounds of the students as well? I don't know, like the socio-economical backgrounds, or the cultural one, or the religious one?
Yes. What we do is we just focus at each individual when it's going wrong. Yes, as long as it's going fine, then we don't need to put a lot of effort in it. But when we see the first signals that things are going wrong, then we are just looking what is the problem of this individual, and that can be social background, but it can be all kinds of problems. It can also be that they don't know well what they want to do, and they are in the wrong study. So it is very diverse.
In the program Prevent, they describe a profile of the student who can early leave schools. Do you say that it's a kind of cliche, or do we really find the same kind of pupils in each country in Europe?
I think that there are some students who have bigger chance to drop out, but there are also students we would not expect of that are also falling out. So we have to look very well that we are not generalizing this group, because we saw in our analysis that it's very diverse.
As you said, there are 10 cities in the program. Nantes is the leader partner.
Mm-hmm.
We have also Den Haag, we have Stockholm, we have Tallinn and other cities. What is the future for the program? Do you want to put more cities in the network, or what do you want for this program actually?
What is really interesting of this program is to learn from other cities, because what we notice in our meetings is that the culture is very important also to for the school systems are very different. Our methods to keep them into schools are different, so we can learn a lot from each other.
What have you learned till now?
What have I learned? To be sure, I learned that we are sometimes when we are in our own land, we are very critical about our own system. But I learned that we are not doing so bad, and our system is quite diverse enough to offer things to most of our youngsters. So that's also a nice thing to learn, that you don't always have to be so critical
about your own country.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sabine Kunst. I just remind our listeners that you are the director of the program, the European program, to prevent early school leaving. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.